Hi, girls. I am Violette Ayala, the founder of FemCity and FemCity Girls, and you're joining me today for one of our FemCity Girls classes. I have asked Delia Rusu to come back and join us in teaching today's class. Today, we're going to talk about goals, why it's important to have goals, how to create your action plans. We're going to go through all of that. We've got also supplemental resources after, so stay tuned for that. And just in case you don't remember who Delia is, she is a life coach for kids and teens. She's been teaching, coaching, and mentoring kids for almost 6 years. Her mission is to inspire, support, empower kids from ages 5 to 18, reach their full potential with positive self-esteem and powerful self-confidence. In her coaching practice, Delia uses a model called Wisdom, all in caps, for coaching children from adventures in wisdom and a variety of activities, thought-provoking discussions, role play, and fun games. She's also the author of, and I love the name of this book, Helena, the Happy Hippo, and a coloring book, 100 Mandalas with Positive Affirmations for Kids and Teens, which she uses extensively in her coaching program. Welcome, Delia. I'm so happy that you're here. Anything you'd like to add to that?
Thanks, Violet. No, just very excited to talk about something that might sound a bit dry and confusing for the girls. I know it was for us when we worked on our businesses. So I hope that we can make it fun and we can make it easy to understand. And obviously we can take questions after this. If anybody has questions, they'll know how to reach me or you, and we'll help.
Awesome. All right, so let's go ahead and dive in. So again, today we're talking about how to set goals and make an action plan. This is going to be really important for you as young teens, teenagers, and young adults, when you can figure out how to go ahead and set up your goals and your action plans. Not only will you succeed in your student life, but also in extracurriculars and when you get into college. So this is a great skill to have. And then of course, as an adult as well. So we teach this class at FemCity for our adult girls also. And so before we start getting into the detail of everything, Delia, why is it important to set goals? Because that might be one of the first questions that come to their minds. So what about goals? Like, what does it matter? Why do you think it's important?
Yeah, so I want to start a little bit quite the opposite, because I just noticed a lot of time with the children and teenagers that I coach, because I coach young kids as well, to set little goals. It's never too soon to do that. What I want to empower and encourage everybody is not to think about, oh, but I don't want to set a goal, because then if I don't reach it, I'm going to feel deflated. I'm going to feel so upset. So what's the point? I better just stay the way I am. This way there's no surprises, there's no disappointments and anything like that. And I want to just bring another light to the way we want to set goals, and why we do that is that it doesn't really matter if you reach your goal, girls. It doesn't really matter. What matters is to learn how to set it, is to work through it, is to be resilient and have grit when things get hard, and to learn from it. Even if you set a goal and let's say you failed, though I don't like the word failure, but let's say you didn't reach your goal, it is important that you've gone through all that, you learned how to do it. And don't feel discouraged, and don't get yourself scared about setting goals, because, oh, you know what, I don't want to be disappointed, because then what's going to happen? We're not going to do anything. Just going to stay always in our current comfort zone. Maybe you've heard of it, and not do much. And there's just so much out there and so many possibilities in life if we learn how to do that. So that's number one, why I want us to not say that we don't want to, set goals. And then it's important, I think, first of all, because it gives you a direction in life. It gives you something to look for. It helps you shoot for something in life and to think about what you're going to be doing. And when you do that, and little by little, you will take action on these goals, and we're going to talk about that. And little by little, you will be reaching these goals. You will get confidence in yourself, because you know what? You're going to say, hey, I said I was going to do that. I did it. I took action. I achieved my goal or not, but I learned from it. This just makes you so confident. And so you think of yourself as somebody who is actually doing what they said they would be doing and is a person of their word and that can be trusted. Like the effect is just amazing on your life in general, not just if you're thinking about business or schoolwork or homework or other things that you might be setting, extracurriculars.
Love it. And again, I think this is a really important place to start, because goal setting is, I think, the key to tremendous success in the future also. So these are great skills that you can develop now with shorter, smaller goals. So thinking of that, how do you define a goal? Because maybe some are thinking like, I don't know what goal I would have in my life. I'm in 10th grade or I'm in 11th grade, like other than college, what goals, like how would that even come out? So what's your recommendation for our young girls to figure out how to define a goal? Like when to create one?
Yeah. So there's a number of questions that you can actually ask yourself, regardless whether you feel that you're only in 10th grade or 9th grade. There's still it's not too early to ask yourself, what do I just spend some time, probably, without distractions, put your phone down and, get yourself maybe a cup of tea, and think about what do I really want to do in life. And you don't have to know everything. You don't have to know exactly how it's going to look like, but just thinking, spending some time. And I call this dreaming, basically. So, and don't think about, don't start thinking about how am I going to do it? It's not going to be possible. And then you just shut yourself down. No, girls, just spend time and thinking, what would I really want to do? If I was to decide how I want to spend my life, what would I really like to do? What interests me? And it's very good to do this without distractions, because this way they're going to be your goals. It's not going to be something that somebody else tells you that, oh, I think you should be doing that. Not to say that it's not good to take feedback from your parents, from your families, from friends, but think about yourself. What would I want to do? And another question that I also would ask girls is to, what kind of person do I want to be? So it's not only about what my job going to be, maybe I want to open a business, maybe I want to go to this college, maybe I want to become a lawyer, maybe I want to become a doctor. Not only that, but what are my values, so to speak? Like what do I want to do? I want to be like some answers that I get when I ask kids that I coach this is, I want to be a kind person. And that's important because it's a value that you will be having. I want to be somebody who's a good friend. That's important to me. So it means that relationships, being around people, can be something that you would want to have in your life. Lots of things that you can start with through just these questions. Maybe if you are somebody who's opened a business already, a small business, is why am I doing this? What is really that I want to achieve with this? Is it because I want to make some money, some extra money for myself? Nothing wrong with this, absolutely. Is it because I'm interested, maybe is just something that I want to empower children through maybe a book that you write, or just lots of different things that can come up when you stay with yourself and think about, why am I doing that? Just getting some questions. You might not get the exact specific goal that you want, but it's just things that make you think about, and then you can take it. We'll talk about going backwards from what your dream is. How would you set goals to go after those dreams?
Yeah, and I was thinking, when I was a younger girl, I think for me, the best way for me to condition myself to create goals was to start off with small ones. So it could be a small goal, like I'm going to make my bed every day.
Perfect.
Like that's a solid goal. It doesn't take much effort. We can all do that. And then you get into the habit of like, okay, I did that. And then you feel good. Like, okay, I accomplished something today. The next day it could be, I'm going to wash my face twice a day, not just, every once in a while, like I'm going to go ahead and start. So you can start with smaller, more silly goals, if you will,
Yeah.
because you think of goals like being like huge, but you can start with little ones, because what you're doing is you're conditioning yourself for success. You're conditioning yourself to stay accountable to yourself. It's also very short, and you're setting yourself up for establishing those good habits. And eventually you can expand on that. So let's say someone creates a goal. They say, okay, I have a goal. I'm going to help my mom walk the dog every day, as an example. What do you do then? Once you set the goal, what's the example after? Like, rather, how do you go ahead and start taking action?
Right. So when you think of that, this is a perfect example of a very small goal, so to speak, that doesn't really need to be something that you need to separate into smaller actions, because it's like, oh, but in order to do that, I have to do the other thing. So this is something that you know exactly what needs to be done. And like you said, Violet, as silly as it sounds, okay, what do I need to do? I need to set a time that the dog needs to be walked every day. Are you going to do it morning? Most dogs have to be walked 3 times a day. Are you going to do morning, midday and evening? Probably you're not going to be at home midday. Most, girls this age are going to be in school or having other activities. So morning is a good time to do it. And you said that, and you say that you want to do it. I really recommend you write it down, and not on your phone, but write it down on paper with a pen, because there's just a different connection that you're going to make from your brain to the goal that you were setting. And you're going to be reminded of that if you do it that way. You can do it on your phone, if that's what you used to, and you know that you will check that off. Maybe you set a reminder in your phone, like that's the action that you need to take to make sure that you are accountable. And I also recommend that you tell your mom, this is what I'm going to be doing from now on, because you're going to be, kept accountable, because you already said that you are going to do that. And it's not a matter of, I'm going to try, because, like we always talk about, it doesn't mean anything. So do or do not, right? So I'm going to walk the dog from now on every day. Maybe there's times that you can't do that, and that's totally fine. And if you know from start, you can just say that you won't do it. But that is something that you've set for yourself. You said that you were going to do it. You made a promise to your mom, and you take responsibility for that. And when you take responsibility, like you said, even with washing your face, and even it just makes you feel so much of a person that can be trusted by you. It doesn't matter, the other people, that much as important it is that you've made that commitment with yourself. And you just do it every day. If you want, you can check it off. If you're somebody who likes to check off things, I know many and young girls, I noticed that they like to check off things, their phone, and like phones have now little check boxes that you can put there, and you're like, I did it today and tomorrow and the day after tomorrow, and I've done it for a week. Look at me. And do a little celebration if you want at the end of the week, whatever that might mean for you.
So I'm going to reiterate some of the things that you said, because I think they're important. I love your tip about doing in writing, because I think there's a contractual thing that happens when we take out a piece of paper and we say, I'm going to wash my face twice a day, or I'm going to walk the dog every day. So writing it down is like a feeling of, like, it's more like you were saying, tactile. So you can actually like really commit to that. I find that to be beneficial, but, and then I wanted to recap what you said. So once you have your goal, what Delia was saying is that, in essence, pretty much create 3 ways that you're going to set yourself up for success. So she mentioned, writing it in your calendar, writing down your goal, realizing, are you going to do it in the morning or at night? So you're setting yourself up for success. It's much like if you have a test coming up, you want to set yourself up for success for that. That means that what's it going to take for you to do well on that test? You might have to open the book. You might have to read the chapter again. You might have to review the notes in class. What's that going to look like? When are you going to do that? How much time are you going to spend on that? When specifically, like exact time, are you going to work on that? Is that going to be enough? So creating those steps for success, it's all about really being intentional in providing the action steps and making sure that you are setting yourself up as most prepared as you can be so that you are successful with your goal. And I love that you mentioned, Delia, that once you accomplish these goals, you do feel really good about yourself. It makes you feel like, and it sounds silly when I say making your bed every day, but I have a friend of mine who was she worked in wealth management in Manhattan for many years, went to Ivy League schools, like all this stuff. She said, you know what? I make my bed every day because I did something. I finished and I completed something, and it makes me feel good. So sometimes the littlest things, when you finish it, it does make you feel good. And then you're able to expand and amplify those action steps into bigger goals. We have time for, actually we're wrapping up. So I know Delia is going to create a worksheet for those young girls that want to go ahead and have a worksheet that they can use to walk them through creating their action plans and kind of like to succeed in your goal. So we'll have that ready for you. If you're watching this, that means it's already been created. So just head over back to FemCity Girls. There should be a link there where you can download that worksheet as an extra special gift for you so that you can really create success in your life when it comes to your goals and your action plans. And of course, then you can take on those skills and that habitual pattern into your adult years and then also into your corporate or entrepreneurship life. Anything you want to add, Delia, like final advice?
Yeah, so final advice would be, we discussed a very tiny, small goal, but don't think that bigger goals are going to be much harder and much more difficult, because the process is the same. There's similarities with everything. So once you've done this, and once you practiced enough, so you went through the process a number of times, you set yourself up for success, like you said, Violet, and you just really trust yourself, and you know that you can do this. You're never going to turn back at, I would do this, but I wouldn't do it. I don't know, those kind of things, when the self-doubt, and you will be a person who is going to always, go for their goals, complete them. And you'll see that people around you are going to notice that as well. And they will see how, and they will trust you. And that there's going to be lots of, I know it's probably difficult for you girls to see how your life is going to unfold right now, because you're still young, but you will see how in the future so many of the doors will be opening for you because of this process that you've learned to set little goals and then bigger goals, and then something like a huge dream of doing something amazing with your life, because I know you will do that.
Oh, I love that. What a great way to end. Thank you so much, Delia. What is your website again for those that want to connect with you and learn more?
Yeah, so it's deliarusu.com. It's my name.com, and then over there you can find me on Facebook and probably on Instagram for the girls. I think that you would be more there, and you're welcome to send me a message or follow me there.
Awesome. Thank you so much. And then girls, let us know how these tips helped you. We want to know about your success. So please message us, tag us, and let us know. And anyway, best of luck to all of you. We're cheering you on. Delia, thank you so much for taking the time out of your day to join us and teach us all these great tips. Sending you lots of love.
Thank you.